Hello everybody, welcome to our first lesson in section 5.1. Today we're going to talk about midsegments and the midsegment theorem. So what is a midsegment? Alright, so let's take a look at our definition here. A midsegment is a segment that connects the midpoints of two sides of the triangle. So if you look at this triangle here, if I found that is the midpoint of the long side and that was the midpoint of that side, then my midsegment would be that segment right there. Or if I had the midpoint of this side, then that segment would be the midsegment there. So there are three midsegments in every triangle. The third one would be I connect these two midsegments. So that's a midsegment. You go from midpoint to midpoint through the triangle, and that is a midsegment. So if you look down here below, if you look down at my picture down here with triangle ABC, if you look at triangle ABC, notice I have M is a midpoint. It's a midpoint because I have congruent marks there and there. I have that P is a midpoint because I have congruent marks. And we have that N is the midpoint because there are, again, our congruent marks. So my segments would be segment MP, segment MN, and segment PN. Those would be your three midsegments in that triangle. Now that we know what a midsegment is, let's go ahead and start applying what is the midsegment theorem. So if you take a look here at my definition, the midsegment theorem, the segment connecting the midpoint of two sides of a triangle is, number one, parallel to the third side, and number two, half as long as the third side. All right, so remember, if somebody says something is parallel, another reason that they are parallels, they would have the two lines or segments would have the same slope. All right, so parallel refers to slope. So if I have this triangle and I have, let's call this triangle A, B, and C. All right, if I say that AB's midpoint is right there, let's call that D, and the midpoint of AC is right there, call that E. DE is a midpoint. All right, so DE would be parallel. Remember, the arrows mean parallel to BC. Sorry, this is a B down here. That was an ugly looking B. It's parallel to BE or BC. So right now I could say that segment DE is parallel to segment BC or CB. And then number two says that it's half as long as the third side. So if segment DE was 4, then segment BC would be 8. All right, and take a look. This red line is clearly smaller than this purple line. So that's easy how you could tell which is which. So then I could say DE is equal to 1/2 of BC. Remember, when you talk about distance, we don't put the marking on top, all right, because distance is only for a segment. Or now the other way to write this is I like to do it as, instead of doing half and having to do with fractions, I say, well, if BC is 8, I can say that BC would equal 2 times the distance of DE. All right, I like to do it this way to not have to do with fractions, but you can do it this way if you like. Let's apply this. All right, so here's our first set of examples. If I go ahead and take a look at my picture here, if I look at number 1, all right, it says MP is a midsegment, so that means MP is a midsegment. So if it's a midsegment, that means that LM is congruent to NM because M is the midpoint, and LP is congruent to PO because P is the midpoint. And remember, this segment is now parallel to ON, and it is half of it. So in this case, X would equal 8, half of 16. On number 2, again, MP is a midsegment, so it's half the length of this one, and also parallel to ON. So in this case, X would be 14. And look, this is definitely the smaller segment. This is definitely the bigger segment. Number 3 is a little harder. all right? But again, if MP is the midsegment, all right, remember that that's a midpoint. So that means P is the midpoint. So it takes a little more thinking. That means that this segment is congruent to this segment, and that this segment is congruent to this segment. Well, that means clearly if this is 4, if P is the midpoint, it cuts it in half, so then here X also has to equal 4. All right, here's our next example. We're going to use the diagram of triangle XYZ where U, V, and W are the midpoints of the sides, okay? So what I can say right away is I can say, hey, this segment, that's YU and XU are congruent, YV and ZV are congruent, ZW and XW are also congruent. All right, you don't have to use that right now, but we're gonna check here. We have that UW, my fault, that's not UW. UW is right here. All right, and that is going to be labeled as 4x minus 1. And I have that YZ is this segment right here. YZ, I'm going to use that bracket because there's a lot of different segments in there, is 5x plus 4. So to solve this and find what UW is, I got to first find x. So I know that 5x plus 4 is the larger segment, and 4x minus 1 is the smaller segment. So what I can say is that I would have to double the smaller segment to equal the bigger segment. Well, then that's going to get me 8x distribute minus 2 equal to 5x minus 4. All right. Well, to solve this, I'm going to subtract the 5x here, and that will get me then 3x minus 2 equals, and the 5x goes away, there it's a negative 4. All right. Sorry, that should be a positive 4. And then that's a positive 4, and now when I add 2, I end up with 3x equals 6, so x is equal to 2. Well, if x is 2, then I would put 2 in for the UW equation. So UW is 4x minus 1. So 4 times 2 minus 1 is going to get me 8 minus 1, which means that UW would equal 7. There's my first answer. Now it's asking me to find YV, okay? So YV is this distance right here, all right? And remember, so then the whole segment, YZ, has to be double the midsegment. So if the midsegment 4x minus 1 is 7, then 5x minus 4 would have to equal 14. And if V is the midpoint, that cuts it in half, then YV is also equal to 7. So in a midsegment, when you have this midsegment was 7. That meant then that this segment was 7, and this segment was 7. So here is a second way to try this problem. All right, if you didn't like the way that I did it, you could have done it the other way, where here is UW, and UW, sorry, is 4x minus 1, and here is YZ, and YZ, that entire segment, is 5x plus 4. All right. The formula, the original problem was that it was 4x minus 1 is equal to 1/2 of the other segment, so half of 5x plus 4. All right, so you can see I have a fraction there, and so I distribute the 1/2, and 4x minus 1 would equal, well, 1/2 of 5 would be 2.5x plus 1/2 of 4 is 2, and I would solve that. So you see you have a fraction there. That's what I would avoid, but you can do this if you'd like. 2.5x, subtract it off, And while I'm there, I could also add the 1. And then 4 minus 2.5x is 1.5x. And then 2 plus 1 is 3. Sorry, x there. And then to solve for x, I would divide by 1.5, divide by 1.5. And 3 divided by 1.5 is still 2. So notice I get the exact same value of x equal to 2. If I put 2 into the value of UW, I would get 7 still. And if I put 2 in there, I would get 14 still, which means I would still have gotten 7 for YV right there as well. Just another idea if you like that. Lastly, just using the facts of mid-segments here is what we're going to take a look at. And in triangle DEF, we have that EJ is congruent to FJ, FK is congruent to KD. Sorry, I should have been marking those down. So EJ is congruent to JF, and then KF is congruent to KD, and then DG is congruent to GE. All right. Now, if we know that, well, then we can say that this is a midpoint at K, this is a midpoint at G, and this is a midpoint at J, which means then that this is a midsegment, this is a midsegment, and that is a midsegment. So all the yellow segments are midsegments. So if I was going to say GJ right here, this segment, that means, remember, that marking right there, the little 2 vertical lines, means parallel. So what is it parallel to? Well, it's parallel to DF. Okay? You could say it's parallel to DK. You could have said it was parallel to KF. You could have said it was parallel to FD. All right, there's more than one way to answer that. The next one asked about EJ. And EJ would be congruent, so EJ is that segment. Notice it's already congruent to, I'm going to write it over the top here, JF. So make sure you mark the segment because it's congruence, not equals. JF. I'll make that look a little better. And then it's also going to be congruent to the mid-segment of that line, which is GK. So then GK is also congruent. Then moving on to the next one, we're looking at DE. DE is this segment here. What is DE parallel to? Again, remember that segment right there means parallel. Well, that's going to be parallel to its mid-segment of JK. So then that would be JK, what I'd fill that answer with. And then lastly, GJ, again, that segment, what is that congruent to? Well, that's going to be half of this length down here, half of that segment, triangle side. Well, that means that K is the midpoint, so then this segment, that's what it's congruent to, all the double line purple. So then I could say DK and KF is what it's congruent to. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. Here's the homework assignment. Good luck and go get them.